Hey, how's everybody doing? This is JJ with Deluxe Vehicle Detailing and Paint Correction. Today we have a beautiful 2023 Audi S5 Vert. Obviously the red leather. I am laying down the Underdog Pro, which I absolutely love, on interior plastics and leather. I loaded this pad from about here up. This is an auto fiber auto saver. I used half of it on last job. The other side is on the the other side's on what? I don't know what I was saying. So you can kind of clearly see the half that I just coated about 2 minutes ago or so, and then I did this headrest. Nice satiny shine. This of course is in the sun all the time when she's driving with the top down. There's a nice difference there, and you can see the kind of just dull shiny. So for long-term protection, oh, there it goes my timer. Alexa, shut the fuck up. I love how she listens to me. So what I want to show you in this small little blurb, because I am going to show you some crazy stuff with the paint. This paint has been thoroughly clean, clayed, iron fallout remover. Look at that chunk. So that's what we're going to get to, but I just kind of wanted to show a quick interior ceramic coating. We're going to take a microfiber towel, and we're just going to buff quickly, lightly, all the surfaces from the carrier solvents that are in the coating. So the Teflon in this coating has adhered, it has cured over the last 4 minutes, it has laid down. Try and give you, I know, my shadows in there. So you can see a little bit of difference there. Let's go back to our line. So that's how it's going to be. This was a good angle right here with the lighting. Clear and obvious what's been coated and what's not. Leather. Beautiful satin gloss, not high gloss, but a satiny richness. The vibrancy of the red comes right through. And I'm about to lay down everything I can get my hands on basically on this interior. So, you know, all the leathers, all the plastics, all the knobs, all the switches, the steering wheel, everything that gets touched. And I will be back with you next when looking at that line from this angle. Really obvious. And then we'll get going on polishing and laying down the coating. I am going to do the windshield in DPC TMR Prime, as well as the wheels in the 10-year Dallas Paint Coatings DPC Prime TMR. That is good stuff. Let's see what we can get going on with this hood. Just a little glimpse at what we have going on. Look at that line of I don't know who put what on this hood. and all over the car. And the owner could not explain it to me. So anyway, on with the show. All right, I just got done coating every little thing you can see. All of the carbon fiber slash sort of kind of carbon fiber. The shifter knobs, the steering wheel, every indicator, stock, shifter, everything. Not the screen, can't do those. Not that screen, can't do those. That black, piano black on the interior, absolutely beautiful. Everything's super glossy. You know, without being like Armor All glossy. The only difference is this is you know, a 3 to 5 year, I call it. 3 years outdoor on paint, 5 years very well maintained garage kept car. On the interior, I think it's a couple years. I mean, it depends how you treat it. And I will be having her only using Rensless instead of McGuire's beeswax leather coating. Doors came out nice. Again, all of the carbon fiber-ish material, all the leather, everything except that suede material, every piece of plastic, every button. Underdog Pro does an amazing job. So, just wanted to show you that. I just wrapped this up. I'm losing the ability to fight the heat of Clearwater, Florida. It's 85.5 in my garage and 46% humidity. What are you looking at, JJ? Well, I'm looking at, this is my map of the car for all of the things about it. Anybody wants to do a little freeze frame? I'm like, you know, check things. Water spots, right, engine bay, needles, leaves, all that. Gonna do what I'm gonna do, and then these are all the readings in microns. I mark where all the scratches are. I did this weeks ago. I couldn't tell how bad this paint was because it was, you know, filthy in the garage. But yeah, I started off this morning at 4 a.m. I turned on my air conditioner 84.6 and 63. I got down to 78.8, 41% humidity. I was pretty cool in here, but now outside it's 89 degrees. Focus. And it's getting on noon and it's getting hot. And I'm pretty much done. Am I blinding you? No. So anyway, I am going to wrap up for the day. I started at 6 a.m. It's noon. I put 6 hours in. It was a couple hours worth of work, you know, prepping all the leather, isopropyl alcohol, wiped down everything after it was already clean, and the whole 9 yards. So I'm just going to let this thing you know, cure. Needs about 6 hours, and then it can, you know, it could get rained on. I mean, paint, glass wise. So I'll put the top up and put plastic over the canvas, and you know, get everything ready for tomorrow morning, which will be figuring out what's going on with this paint, polishing the whole car, probably coat the windshield and the wheels. And then I'll be done Monday. I'll do the coating in the morning when it's nice and cool and not much humidity in here. And then they pick up Tuesday. So that'll be that. I'm just taking you along with me. And that's why my videos get so long. And then my phone memory goes, we can't upload. So, man, I love the red with that coating on it. It really, really brought the red out. They were like a little bit faded. If you're ever thinking about doing coating on leather, man, this is just awesome. Anyway, till we next see one another. So here we are on Sunday morning. I'm all bright and look at me. I look alive. Coffeeed up. Started doing something I was just going to do for 10 seconds yesterday morning while I was cooking my breakfast. That's kind of an omelet, believe it or not. This house was full of smoke. So let's look at the the problem at hand. I'm going to try and take you in, and if you can see that very, very weird looking pattern, looks like it starts right about there. This is on a concave panel, so my lighting is getting weird, but all of that weirdness, take you around, take the light off of it. Really hard to capture that, but I'm sure you can see it. What it looks to me is like smears. It's just this weird, smeary, strange looking thing. I have fully prepped this for polishing, and I actually then, just for any, dust or remnants of anything, look at that. Maybe without the light. I mean, this paint is, it looks like I talked with the owner. She's like 19, right? And I had a phone conversation with her, and I'm like, what did you do with the paint? And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, it looks like someone took a towel and just smeared all kinds of, I don't know what. Look, there's just, you can clearly see like this back and forth motion. Look at that. I mean, and this is clean. This has been clayed. This has been, iron fallout. This has been, I ended up not having to do acid bath because they have real bad sprinklers at their house. I've had to do some acid washing in the past on several of their cars. Here it is on the hood. You get the idea. There's just like this long streak. I'll get you oriented here. Anyway, this is the task at hand. Now, this is so specific that, I can hardly make a video about, hey, have you ever had, but it's a mystery. It's a mystery to me and a mystery to the owner, who did say that they didn't buy the car brand new. I think it's a 23, so it's only 2 years old, but it had been briefly owned before her dad bought the car, and I don't know what that is. In the trunk, there's some McGuire's Shine product. I forget what it's called, but if she had tried to put it maybe on a hot car and just kind of smeared it around and then didn't buff it off, but would it eat into the clear coat? I don't know. So the challenge for me is to figure it out and get this thing polished, and that's what I'm about to do. So I don't know, like maybe I'll, bring you in on after and tell you what I found. Maybe I won't be able to fix it at all. It's going to be a mystery. So, but, when you have paint correction in your business name, these are the disasters you will get. All right, I've been having trauma for days. Like, oh my gosh, is this like totally screwed? And is it going to come off? So by hand, I just took this very soft, don't know where this pad came from, but it's mushy. It's orange, but it's really light. and it's thin. I can get in that curve nice and easy, right? Get in that nice concave. I put a little, I've been liking the 3D 520 finishing polish. Very light finishing polish. Always start least aggressive first, right? So here's with no light. My line basically I polished, let me get you in full view here. I polished up this line from the edge of the gas fill. So, messed up. Look at that line right in the middle. So, I'll give you a couple angles. Down, 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 there's the line. Right in the middle, going straight up now, right? So, do, again, the concave nature of this spot I'm showing you. I probably could have done it easier on the trunk, but easy to see, right in the middle there. Turn you around this way. Weird. There's the line right there. Clean. So it's not going to be a problem. It's all going to polish out nice. I'm super happy because this is, you know, at the moment, I just did this and I'm like, oh, thank goodness. So anyway, I'm going to get to work, and I thank you for being with me on my challenges, my trials, my tribulations, and hopefully, you know, learn a little something. Always have yourself a plastic. I got off-centered here a little bit, but, you know, have a plastic for convertible tops. You know, FF, this is the middle. And then, you know, where the back is, yeah, you could just keep on pulling out, you know, different ones, but why not just get one, mark it, you know, pop the top up just a little bit, get everything all tucked in. I had to use a little tape on this back to get it up and over. I had to put a little clip right there, lightweight plastic clip, because, you know, I could have just messed with it more, but gives you a nice clean, you know, edge. It's going to be out of my way as I, you know, come in here and polish this edge. I've got some taping to do. I'll do some hand polishing in some tight areas, and I'm glad that this whole mess is just going to polish off with no problem, because I only went back and forth like, I'd say, you know, 10 times. And look at the difference on that, where that line is right there. So it was probably just a sealant that got baked into the paint because she probably did it in the sun, or the car was super hot, 160 degrees, and went in the shade and like, oh, okay, well, I'm in the shade now, instead of letting the car cool down and doing it, you know, first thing in the morning, which, well, anyway, we're talking about a teenage girl at the University of Miami who, you know, she does love cars and she takes care of them. And Em, if you're watching this, let's take a little better care of this car this time, okay? All right. Anyway, moving on. Just thought I'd throw in a little added hand polishing. So this is a piece of the soft foam pad that I referenced earlier, and there is some of the weird material that was put inside here. So, you know, you can take this, put a little light polish. I hand polish every car that I polished. I got my big hand in the way. So, you know, are you doing a lot of correction? No, but I want to strip out any waxes or, you know, sealants or anything. So when I put the coating down, you know, it's going to get everywhere in there. So you just want to make sure you work it pretty good. This is a really pretty flimsy pad, but I've already proven in a test spot that it will remove, you know, everything that I need it to remove. And you should do this on any car regardless of any kind of mystery spotting or anything. I'm polishing, you know, the chrome itself on the emblem, and then I'll just go around the edge and just get this. So I'll get the polisher in there as best as possible. I could pull the rotary out. I've got 1.5 mil on the rotary on a tool that runs off of a rotary. It's like a little pen, right? I'd probably pull that out and get some stuff. I did the same thing to this emblem. I got all in there. It was all a mess. I got nice and tight. I polished it all out, and it looks beautiful. Again, just a little tip from me to you. So before your polish dries, you want to have some panel prep, some, IPA, isopropyl, whatever you're using to take your polishing oils off. If you are using something like that, maybe you're going dry. I like lube myself, but anyway, before the polishing dries, and this thing will not stay in a position I would really like it to. So I've just shot with the Optimum Polymer Technologies panel prep, which is a great solvent, helps remove polishing oils. Probably not doing a great job there. And come in and just do your initial wipe down, right? Let's go back over here. A couple little tools. You can get these little foam pads in all kinds of shapes and sizes. I've got squares, rectangles. This one's a point. Here's a toothbrush. And it's a good idea. This is not going to be easy to do no-handed, but for you guys, I'll do it. So I'm going to put my towel underneath this. Capture that, right? Because it's going to fall. I'm going to spray because I invariably got some polishing oils. Excuse my... Put that down. So, okay, so I've got all this, right? Now I can come in here, scrub lightly. This is a very, very soft toothbrush. I can get in, get all these tricky intricacies. I can get in with this little foam swab, get in all the little intricacies, right? Which is ultimately going to give me a better finished product. And it's going to be good. So there we go. I'm going to flip this up, and you could probably, take a compressor if you've got a, filter on it, and, blow out underneath this. I've got a motorcycle pet dryer that's heated filtered air, and I am going to grab it. It's an X-Power. It's up on that shelf there. and I'm going to grab it and just hit it just to make sure I didn't leave anything behind. I don't think I need to film me blowing air on an emblem, but you can use a couple different things. So that's pretty tight right now, and it looks way better than when I started. Some little random piece of something that came out. So you just have to take your time, do things like a professional, and you'll have great success. So that's what I want for all of you guys, or to help you out with DIYers, or if all the companies in the world want to send me free products, it'll be awesome. Sorry, I just realized I'm blinding you out. So anyway, can carry on. All right, I've finished all the hand polishing. This is kind of my setup. My pad washer is a 5-gallon Home Depot or whatever bucket, and I spray the inside. You can see it's wet. I spray it with the ONR, which is my initial polish removal. It's cheap, it's effective, it does a better job, it gives some lubrication. I'm going to double wipe it down and panel prep before I put the coating on anyway. So any kind of polymers or surfactants or anything you guys are, worried about, you don't have to be. I've got my Optimer polymer technologies and a lot of my polish removal towels on hand. I wear this, I wear this apron. This is a Dickies apron. It says Dickies on it somewhere, probably on some tag. There it is. And it's got 5 pockets. It's got a little thing to hang things from. It's like a tool belt apron. Let's see if I show you the whole thing there further away. And then I will go around. I'm going to go with a 3-inch pad. I believe this is a CCS from Lake Country. This is, my old trusty Chicago Harbor Freight 3-inch. Don't have to put a lot of hours on a 3-inch. But I am going to hit all the tight spots, bumpers, trim, all that with the 520 3D polish that I showed you before. I have found indications that there's a lot of PPF, if not the entire vehicle PPF. I just checked all the seams on the trunk, on the doors. I had already done the hood. I have found that this is a factory paint protection film vehicle. So I was going to go wet sanding and things like that. Now I'm going to change course a little bit. So I'm all set up. I'm ready to go, and just wanted to give you that little tip on, keeping everything with you as you work around the car, and try and be as time efficient as possible. I got to get going. Things are heating up in here. Yeah, still nice 47% humidity, so for Clearwater, Florida, not bad. Hey, speaking of, right now, while you're thinking about it, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscription button. You'll get great videos. I've got a ton of stuff that's just sitting in limbo, non-published on YouTube. I'm going to just dump a whole bunch. So good time to catch me, and share it with somebody. Leave me some comments. That helps drive the algorithm. I don't necessarily even care what you have to say. Just, give me a little comment. Help a brother out, man. And I thank each and every one of you. I'm going to get to work here. Get going. Hey, I am down to my last panel. Just wanted to spec out. I know my light makes weird stuff, but in between each dot is a horizontal scratch where clearly something went up against this door. There we go. Beep. You see it? There's another nice beauty there. That's the one I was trying to get before. Yeah, that's good. So, anyway, I'm going to put a little extra time. I've got a Meguiar's microfiber cutting disc. I've pulled out my latest heavy grit. This is the Malco True Grit. I like the 510 rubbing compound from 3D also, and I go with that. But anyway, I've loaded this pad. I'm going to polish it out and see what I can do with these scratches. I found PPF, telltale signs kind of all around the car. I think the whole thing is coated. I probably am a little bit too aggressive, but I'm going to be light and just try and minimize some of those scratches. I'm not going to be able to get rid of them. Plus, the paint is only like 45 to 55 microns on the door, which is really low. And here we are with the wrap up. I put 18 and a half hours into this vehicle. The calipers are all coated and everything is pretty. I know my lighting is not super great, but the sun is a little bit to the west, and so I just pulled the vehicle out. I, ceramic coated all of the plastics, everything that you see in this back area, absolutely everything in the front. Could put the 10-year Dallas paint coatings, TMR, right on the windshield and the brakes, calipers, and barrels, and then did Underdog Pro on everything on the paintwork. I did all of the grill area. I did the lights, all the grill area. Everything is hit. Everything looks beautiful. And this thing has really turned around a super lot. So she's going to be all super good. The camera looks like it's bouncing around and shaking for some reason. It's probably overheating. Freaking a million degrees outside. Yeah, my camera looks like it's shaking. Anyway, aside from the shaking, thanks for being part of my channel. Thanks for being with me. Until next time, enjoy making your vehicles beautiful. Don't forget, thumb up, subscribe, like, share, comment, all those things that help me. I'll see you on the flip side. Wow, we're still jumping around some. All right, the camera's probably dying. Bye.